Hello everyone. In our previous class, we were reading the chapter The Happy Prince from the supplementary reader Moments. We read that a swallow was flying to Egypt. On its way to Egypt, it came to a particular city. It was growing dark and it decided to spend the night there. It descended on a pedestal on which a very high statue of a prince was erected. The main thing about that statue was that it was coated with gold. It had two sapphires, that means precious stones, as eyes. When the swallow was making preparations for his sleep, a few drops of water fell on him. He was surprised that the weather was clean, stars were glowing into the sky, but even though it was raining. And when it looked up toward the statue, toward the sky, it found that the eyes of the statue were filled with tears. And those tears from the eyes of the statue were falling, which was mistaken by the swallow as rain. When it asked the statue why he was crying, the statue, the happy prince, told the swallow that when he was alive, he had never tasted problems, difficulties, sorrows in life. He led a very comfortable and luxurious life. But when he died, his big statue was erected on a raised platform or pedestal, from where he could see the miseries of his kingdom, the suffering of the people, the distress of the people. And he was pained to see their problems and difficulties. He also said that he wanted to help the people. He requested the swallow to be his messenger, to stay with him. The swallow said that it wanted to go to Egypt. He was already late. He wanted to join his friends there and enjoy. But the prince made request. And at last, the swallow agreed to stay with him for one night, to be his messenger. The prince told the swallow that there was a poor house at a far distance. There was a seamstress. She was embroidering flower on the gown of the queen's maids. Her son was suffering from high fever. The boy wanted oranges, but the mother was so poor that she could not provide him oranges except river water. The prince told the swallow that he should take out the ruby which was in the sword hilt and delivered it to the seamstress. Now let's continue the story. He passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging on the mast of the ships. At last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. So the swallow flew toward the house of the seamstress. It flew over the rivers and saw the lantern, a lamp with a transparent case protecting the flame. Earlier the lanterns were burned through kerosene, but now we have electrical lamp. Different types of lanterns are there. And I know that everybody knows what a lantern is. So, and it was hanging on the mast. Mast is a tall upright pole or other structure on ships or boats. And that mast is used for sailing the boat or the ship. We had mast in ancient times. But now the ships run on engine. And then at last came to the poor woman's house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed, and the mother had fallen asleep. The boy was tossing with fever. The boy was lying on the bed, suffering from high fever. He hopped in and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. The swallow entered into the room, put that ruby beside the thimble. Thimble is a metal made of metal or plastic, which is worn by the women in the thumb, and is used to press the needle while sewing, or especially by embroidering anything. Then he flew gently around the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wing. Then, after placing the ruby on the table, the swallow flew to the boy and started fanning the boy's head with his wings. The boy felt very comfortable, relieved. "How cool I feel," said the boy. "I must be getting better." And the boy felt better when the swallow tried to fan him through his wings. "I must be getting better." And he sank into a delicious slumber, and he felt relieved, and he went into a very sound sleep. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. "It is curious," he remarked, "but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold." The swallow flew back to the prince, told him what he had done. He had done as he was instructed by him, but he said that it was curious that he was feeling warm. "That is because you have done a good action." The prince told the swallow that he was feeling curious, he was feeling warm. It was because he had performed a good deed. He had done an act of kindness. He had got intense satisfaction. That's why he was feeling warm. He was feeling very good. Said the prince, and the little swallow began to think and fell asleep. Thinking always made him happy. And then the swallow thought over the words of the prince that he had done a very good job. He had helped someone in distress. So it has provided him intense satisfaction. And the swallow, the bird, fell into deep sound sleep. When the day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. Early in the morning, the bird got up, went to the river, took bath, thought, "I go to Egypt. Tonight, I go to Egypt." And he decided that at night, during the day, it will take rest, and then at night, it will fly for Egypt. Said the swallow, and he was in high spirits at the prospect, at the thought of flying to Egypt and joining his friends. He was high spirit. He was filled with spirit. Felt very happy that when he will go to Egypt, he will meet his friends, relatives. He visited all the monuments and sat a long time on the top of the church steeple. So the swallow flew all over the city, visited all the important places there, and at last it sat on the top of the church steeple. When the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. And when the moon was there in the sky, and it was night, he flew back to the prince. "Have you any commission for Egypt?" He asked the prince if he had any commission for Egypt. That means if he had any work in Egypt, if he wants to convey any message in Egypt, then he would help him. He cried, "I am just starting," and he cried with happiness that he was leaving for Egypt. "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince, "will you stay with me one night longer?" The prince requested the swallow to stay with him for one more night. "I am waited for in Egypt," answered the swallow, And the swallow told the prince that he was being waited in Egypt. His friends were waiting for him in Egypt. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. The prince said that far away in the city he could see a garret. A garret is a small room, especially on the top of a house or a building. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers, and in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered boys. So there was a boy in the garret. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers. He was leaning over a desk and the desk was covered with papers. And in the glass there was a flower pot and there was a withered flower in that pot. His hair is brown and clipped, curly hairs, and brown in color. And his lips are as red as pomegranate. अनार की तरह उसके होठ लाल थे, बाल सुनहरे थे, गुंगराले. And he has large and dreamy eyes. The eyes were dreamy, big, attractive eyes. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theater. So he was trying to complete a play. Play means a drama. And a director of a theater has asked him. Earlier plays, dramas were enacted in theaters. But he's too cold to write anymore. But it was winter season. He was shivering with cold. He was unable to write because there was intense cold there. He's trying to finish a play for the director of the theater, but he is too cold to write anymore. There is no fire in the grate. Grate यानी अंगीठी, जिसमें हम लोग ठंड में आग उग जलाते हैं ना. So there was no fire in it, and hunger has made him faint, and he is hungry also. And due to hunger and cold, he had fainted. I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. The swallow told the prince that he would stay with him for one more night. He would be his messenger. He asked if he should take another ruby to the young playwright. And he asked the prince if he would take another ruby from his hot hilt and then he should deliver it to the playwright. That means a playwright means the person who writes plays, dramas. Alas, I have no ruby now. The prince expressed his sorrow, his sadness, and said that now he does not have any ruby. Said the prince, my eyes are all that I have left. And he said that only his eyes are left. That means the two sapphires which were used as his eyes. He only was left with two sapphires in form of his eyes. My eyes are all I have left. They are made of rare sapphires. His eyes were made of rare sapphires, a very precious stone, found very rare, which were brought out of India in 1,000 years ago. They were very ancient, antique. He ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them and take it out to the playwright. And he asked the swallow to pluck one of the sapphires from his eyes and give it to the playwright. He will sell it to the jeweler and buy fire and finish his play. And after getting that sapphire, that young man will get fire. After selling it to the jeweler, he will get enough money. He will buy fire, he will buy food, he will comfort himself in the winter, and then he will be able to complete his play. Dear prince, said the swallow, I can't do that. And the swallow said, no, he can't do that. And he started weeping. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. And again, the prince told the swallow that it was his order, it was his command that he should take out the sapphire, one of the sapphires, and give it to the young man. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eyes and flew away to the student's garret. He plucked as commanded by the prince. The swallow took out one of the sapphires. It was a command ordered by the prince, and he flew to the student, that young man's garret, the small living room. It was easy enough to get in. It was very easy for him to get into that garret, as there was a hole in the roof. There was a hole in the roof, and the swallow, it was a tiny bird, so it managed to get into the roof through that hole. Through this he darted and came into the room, so entered into the room through that particular hole in the roof. The young man had his head buried in his hand. The young man, when he entered into the garret, what did the swallow see? That the young man had buried his head into his hand. So he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wing. And when the swallow entered into the garret, it was fluttering his wings, but the young man was in deep sleep. His head was buried into his arms. He could not hear the sound of fluttering of the wings of the swallow. So he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wings. And when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets. And when he looked up, he found that a very precious, very beautiful sapphire was there on the table. I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. And he cried with excitement that he was being appreciated. That means his work was being appreciated. This is from some great admirer. And he said to himself that it was the result, it was a gift from an admirer who had appreciated his place. He was getting admired by the people, by the audiences who were watching his plays. This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play. He looked quite happy, and he said that now he could complete his play. That means he would get comfortable winter clothes, he would get fire for the garret, he would get food for himself, and then he will be very easily be able to complete his play. And he looked quite happy. The next day the swallow flew down to the harbor, where a place where ships are halted. To the harbor, he sat on the mast of a large vessel. Vessel means ship. Ships that which are used to export and import things. To large vessels. There are two types of vessels: marine vessels and oil tankers. Marine vessels, that means with the ships which carry goods, they are called marine vessels. And oil tankers, that means which we import oil from Arab countries through tankers only. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailors working. The sailors, the people who are employed on the ship, he was watching them working. I am going to Egypt, cried the swallow. And while sitting on the mast, he cried with excitement that he was going to Egypt. But nobody minded because nobody could understand his language. And when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. And when the moon was again there in the sky, he again went back to the prince. He wanted to tell him that he was going to Egypt. I have come to bid you goodbye, he cried, and he told with excitement, informed the prince with excitement that he had come to bid him goodbye, because he was leaving for Egypt. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, will you not stay with me one night longer? Again the prince requested the swallow that it should stay with him for one more night. and be his messenger. It is winter, answered the swallow, and snow will soon be here. The swallow told the prince that it was winter. Soon the snowfall will start, it will become intense cold, and it will be unbearable for him to survive in the winter, in the intense cold. So as soon as it was possible, he wanted to go to Egypt. There the climate was warm, and he could spend his days, he could enjoy with his friends. But he will not be able to bear the intense cold there. In Egypt, the sun is warm on green palm trees, and he said in Egypt the weather was warm compared to that particular city. And the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them. So he wanted to enjoy on the palm trees along the beach. There were crocodiles. They also enjoy the sun. They get energy from the sunlight. In the square below sat the happy prince. So the prince did not say anything. He just said that in the square, an intersection, said the happy prince, there stands a little match girl. The prince told him that at an intersection there was a small girl. She was selling matchboxes. She has let her matches fell in the gutter. The matchbox she was having, the particular girl, little girl, the matchbox that she was having, she was going to sell, they have fallen into a gutter, a drain. And they all are spoiled. Her father will beat her if she does not bring home some money. And the prince said that little girl will be scolded and beaten by her father if she would go home without any money. And she is crying. The little girl was crying. She knew that how she will be treated by her father. She has no shoes, no stockings, and little head is bare. It was intense cold, winter season. She was not having socks. She was not having any shoes. Even her head was bare. That means without any cap. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her. And the prince told the swallow that he should pluck the another eye from another sapphire from his eyes, and he should give that sapphire to the little girl. And when she will take that sapphire home, her father will be very happy and will not beat her for spoiling the matchboxes. Said the swallow, but I cannot pluck out your eye. You would be quite blinded. Due to the hospitality, the kindness, the benevolent nature of the prince, the swallow decided to stay there for one more night. But he told the prince that he could not pluck that sapphire from his eyes, because then he will become totally blind. You would be quite blind then. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. So he plucked out the prince's other eyes and darted down with it. So again it was the command of the order of the prince, and the swallow had to obey him. He acted upon his order, command. He plucked the second sapphire from the eyes of the prince and flew toward the little girl at the intersection. He swooped past the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. The swallow flew so close to that little girl and dropped that sapphire, that rare stone, on the little palm of that match girl. What a lovely bit of glass. And that little girl considered it a piece of glass because it was shining. She did not know that it was a rare stone, very precious stone. Cried the little girl and ran home laughing, and she became very happy. She forgot her pains that she had lost the matchboxes. Her father was going to beat her, scold her. She forgot all of things. And she directly with that particular sapphire, that piece of glass, she ran home. Laughing. Then the swallow came back to the prince. You are blind now, he said, so I will stay with you always. The swallow came back to the prince and told him that he was blind and now he was going to stay with him always. The swallow made it clear to the prince that he was not going to leave him. He was not going to Egypt. As he had become totally blind, so he would be there to help him. He would always stay with him.